When was the last time your PC had a proper health check? And no, I don't mean downloading another cleaner app full of ads and regret. I mean a real tune-up. Let's give your computer a proper health check the right way together. You're watching I'm New To, where tech finally makes sense. First up, updates. Windows, apps, browsers, all of it, they fix bugs, patch security holes, and make your PC faster. And no, updates don't usually break things. Almost never. For Windows updates, click the Start button and then Settings. Inside Settings, go to the bottom left, click Windows Update, and then on the top right, check for updates. This will check Microsoft directly and download and install all the updates your Windows computer needs. For Microsoft Edge, open up Edge, and then on the top right, click the three dots, go down to Help and Feedback, and then the last one, About Microsoft Edge. When you open it, it automatically checks for updates, it will install them, and then probably need to restart. Run a proper antivirus scan. For Windows computers, Windows Defender does the job just fine. Let me show you. Click the up chevron and then the blue shield to open your Windows security. On the top left, click Virus and Threat Protection and the quick scan button in the middle. Depending on the speed of your computer or how many files you have, or both, it'll take between 5 and probably 10 or 20 minutes to complete. Once it's completed, you'll get a notification pop-up which will tell you how much it found, or like in this case, no threats were found. There are other reputable AV companies out there, and they support Windows, Linux, and even Apple devices. Yes, Apple devices are not immune to viruses, as I have heard many times in the past. Avoid anything that promises 300% faster or pro features that take over your PC. If it looks like spam, it probably is. Open Task Manager and take a peek. See what's eating your CPU or your memory. If your browser, your Chrome, Firefox, or Safari has 47 tabs open, maybe close a few. And if you see some ancient program still running in the background, uninstall it. More on that later. And while you watch, please subscribe for more. Head to the Startup tab. If it doesn't need to launch every time you boot, disable it. The fewer apps at startup, the faster your PC starts. You can always start them manually later. It's a bad idea to disable them all. Let me show you. Right-click your taskbar and choose Task Manager. On the left, click Startup Apps, and then you will see what is enabled or disabled. Scroll down to what you need to be disabled or enabled, and you can disable and enable by right-clicking. To find your programs, click Start and either search for Programs or Control Panel and open the Control Panel. Inside there, click Uninstall a Program and then right-click the program you want to uninstall and follow the instructions thereafter. Next, Browser Cleanup. Open your extensions and look for anything you didn't install on purpose. Remove it. Then, clear your cache. Just remember, clearing your cache will sign you out of most sites. It will also have other unintended consequences, like if you're watching a YouTube video and stop halfway. It will not remember that after this action. Open your Edge, and then on the three dots top right corner, click Settings, and then on the left, Privacy, Search and Services. Clear Browsing Data button in the middle, and then choose the time range. I would recommend all time, and then check the boxes that you need. You can leave the defaults and click the Clear Now button. Keep your passwords and other stuff from all your tabs handy before you go full spring cleaning mode. Tabs use up a lot of space. In this example, you'll see that my Edge is using up 15.2 gigs of my memory. That's quite a lot. If I want to empty some of them, as you can see I have a lot of tabs open, I would right click the tab that I want to close, or all of them. In this case I'm going to close the other tabs, or to the right. Most of them have closed, and if you look at the memory now, it's slowly going down as it's freeing up memory from those tabs. To free up even more, I would need to let's take one tab, right click and say close the other tabs. In this example, I've got only one tab open. If you look at the memory now, it's very small. Before you go any further, set a restore point, like this. Creating a restore point would mean clicking on the search and search for create a restore point. When you click the create a restore point, which is also available in control panel, check that your protection is set to on, and then click configure to do this if it's off. You can set the amount there. Next, let's create a restore point by clicking the create button. Give it a name. I will call it my first restore point. Click the create button and this will start creating that. It doesn't take too long. You should get a confirmation message when it's done. Good stuff. Now, back up your important things. USB stick, external drive, or cloud, it doesn't matter. Remember, when you said, I thought I had a backup and it never ended well, do it now. Yes, now. Hit the pause and do it. You'll thank me later. Let's free up some space. Use disk cleanup or storage sense. They are already built into Windows. You don't need any optimiser app with a gold logo. Trust me, I've been doing it this way for over 20 years. Those other apps usually clean out your wallet more than your PC. Click the Start button and then Settings again. On the left, go up to System and then search or look for Storage, and then Storage Sense is under Storage Management. It should be turned on. Check the little box for keeping the Windows system running smoothly, and down the bottom you can manually run it now. Once it's done, it'll tell you how much space it's cleaned up. In this case, 585 megabytes. These are the files that tell your PC's hardware bits to listen and talk to your software bits. So, only update what needs updating. Stick to official sites, not random driver booster tools. Nowadays, brands have pre-installed software that will auto-check if any of their software is outdated and ask you to confirm installation. I know Lenovo's software is called Vantage. Asus have My Asus, and HP have HP Support Assistant, sometimes Omen Gaming Hub on their gaming models. If everything's working fine and you prefer not to take risks, don't fix it, but be curious. Read the documentation that comes with all updates from the official manufacturer, and then make the decision to install or not. High priority updates or urgent updates should be installed. Those have undergone good testing by the manufacturer for that specific model. On this Asus laptop, I would click Start and then look for My Asus and open the app. Once it's open, I will look for System Update on the left, click that, and typically I can click the Check for Updates button to do a manual check. If there are any updates over here, you can trust and install them. Anything that you have installed or that is done automatically is inside Update History. Last one, power settings. If you're on a laptop and it feels sluggish, check the power plan. Battery saver mode slows things down. Switch to balanced or performance when plugged in. Let me show you what happens when you unplug your power cable on a laptop. Power mode settings are found inside the power and battery, and here you can change the plugged in or on battery power mode as you require for that setting. Now for the fun part, the physical clean. Unplug your system, take it outside, and join me in my garden where I'll show you some tools and tips I use to get that built-up dust out where it belongs, the natural world. Hi, so I'm outside in my garden now because I'd like to show you how to clean your computers. I have two here, a laptop and a desktop. And I want to go through the three different most common available tools that people have to clean these systems. The first one is a compressed gas canister, can. This is a large one, but you can get them in smaller versions. Then we have a high-powered battery-operated fan blower. And finally, I have a mini compressor. It's a portable mini compressor, electric-powered. And I will show you three different options one by one, and when you should and shouldn't be using them to clean your devices. Okay, let's start with the gas canister. This one here has got three different instructions on how to use it. The first one at the top here is obviously to shake it. So you should shake it to mix whatever liquid it has inside. Then it tells you that it should be held at a maximum of 60 degrees. And then the final one, and I've tested this and it does work, is if you hold it upside down and you squeeze the trigger, it will give you a very, very cold burst of air. I've used it, but I'm not sure exactly when to use that one, but it's nice to know that it can do that. There are two little tips that you can use. One has a very long tube on it, and the other one's got a shorter tube. I don't use the long one very often, but it's something that we can use in the future. And this one here would typically be used on smaller devices where you'd have, like in my laptop here, where I'd like to get some dust off the top here, maybe underneath the keys. The reason why I would use a can and not any of the other two is typically because those are very powerful. When they blow air, especially in a very fine nib that the air comes out from the front of the nozzle, it may blow off your keys. So if you come too close, you may damage your keyboard. This can be for the laptop keyboard. It can also be for the other accessories that you have, your keyboard, maybe your mice you want to blow to clean. So something like this is great. Let me just show you. If you just shake that a little bit. I'm trying to get close, but not too close, because this also has a pressure. So I angle it a little bit. Oh, there was some liquid coming out there. Don't worry if that happens. It's made for cleaning. So this liquid is basically, it's not liquid from inside the can. It's the air around it gets cold and the liquid dries up very quickly, so it doesn't damage your machine. And then I would like to maybe turn it around over here. This device has got air, let's say breathing holes, if you want to call them, but ventilation in the bottom here, and I could use it to blow it. It's not very powerful, so it doesn't get too much out of there. I think I would probably switch to my little battery operated fan to get a little bit more oomph out of it and get the dust out there. Right, so that's the can options that we have. This one over here comes with some accessories. It has this and a few others. This is typically what I would use. The nozzle here is quite small, but this will make it a little bit smaller. The nice thing about this as well is it's got a little brush in the front there, soft bristles that I can use to maybe just put while I'm blowing to brush some of the dust out. It kind of helps. But then just once again, just to be careful that we have a power button here, and then the force, if you want, how fast this thing will suck air in and blow it out. So I would put it about medium, halfway up on this setting, because it's quite a powerful fan and I don't want to blow my keys off. So if I just switch him on over here, put him on medium, something like that. There we go. So there was some dust that blew out there, but typically that's what you would do. Put it on medium, move it around and blow your dust off. Right, so that's that on them there. I'm not going to do any more on the laptop in case I need to damage it, but let's move now to the more powerful compressed air with electricity, no batteries on that one. Much louder, but a much better blowing experience. So I'm going to open the desktop, which is very dusty. This is my son's desktop computer, which sits under his desk, so it gets dusty very, very often and very quickly. And I'll move those out the way so we have a better view. Right, so now I've moved the other parts out of the way. I've set this one up so that it starts nice and quickly. Some points here, dust in these desktops is everywhere. Because there are fans everywhere in here. There's on the top here, there's two, there's one in the power supply unit, there's inside, there are two that will cool the CPU and the GPU, all the processing units in there. There's fans in the front here. It's much better to open this up, because if you blow through the grills, you will just keep the dust inside and it will just circulate and then not expel the dust outside. Another reason why I'm outside in the garden is because if I do this in the house, it'll just go everywhere in the room, and then that's not a nice thing to have dust everywhere. So do this outside on a nice day, like something like today, and then open this up. So this machine has got nice big screws that I can just turn with my fingers like this, and they will come off nice and easily. I can loosen them like that on both sides. So the panels come off here and here. So this panel over here is the front panel, the glass, if you want, over here. So if I take that off nice and gently, I have my glass panel. I'll just put it on the side here. And then at the back as well, I have the bottom panel, which also I've loosened and just comes out like that, gently. This one's all metal. Put that over there. And then you can see straight away I have little pieces of dust that are falling out of the machine in every way that you can imagine, right? So this is a very, very dusty machine. So once that is off, you have access and the flow of air will be great. So I will switch this on and start blowing everything out. You will see that you should blow, if you have any kind of fan that you want to get dust out of, you shouldn't just blow in the one way. You should try and get under it, so blow both ways. So blow first on the one side, then try and get your nozzle to the bottom and blow items out. Same thing goes with the power supply unit. This power supply unit has got a grill on the top, so you got access to the fan that way, you got access to the fan that way. Don't just blow inside there. Try and get to every nook and cranny of the device so you can get all of this dust out. The importance of a clean machine is, first of all, cooling. So the faster the CPU and GPU cools, the better it is for performance. So they get extremely hot, and therefore you may have a performance hit on the machine. So the machine is running much, the fans are running faster and they are consuming a lot more energy to cool the system down so that the machine can perform as it's supposed to perform. So obviously you'll save a few cents probably on your energy bills on that one there, but also the sound will be higher because it has to work more. So it's good to clean this out once a month, maybe, if you have a desktop like this. The other thing is obviously longevity. Therefore, if you do not clean this, the chances of your GPU, CPU, other components inside here going faulty, it's going to be, they'll go faulty much faster. They'll basically blow up because the temperature in here is so high and the fans won't have enough cooling efficiency to cool those processes down, and therefore at some point they will just give up. So those are great reasons to keep this as clean as possible, as often as possible. Right, I'm going to start my cleaning with this, and you'll see dust flowing everywhere. I'll probably speed up the video so that you don't spend too much time just watching me clean. There we go. So I'll put all the covers back again, screw them in again, take the zip back up, and the machine is now physically clean. And that's your full PC health check. No gimmicks, no snake oil, no endless pop-ups, just solid maintenance that works. Do this once every couple of months and you'll stay ahead of 90% of computer problems. Your PC will thank you, and so will your patience. I'm George, and if you're new to this stuff, you're in the right place. Subscribe for more real-world tech help without the tech speak. See you soon.